Welcome to David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
What's up, everybody? All right, now, I'm particularly fond of this show because it's got a couple of greats from back in the day. But after sitting here, we were talking and shooting the shit a little bit and found out that we actually ran in a bunch of the same damn circles. And it's funny as all get out because they don't remember what I look like and I don't remember what they look like. But back then we all had long hair and everything else, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, everybody say hi to Steve, Doc Purcell, and Brandon Ahlheit. Yeah, that's where.
Ahlheit, that's it, bro.
Yeah, you got to spell it out for me. What's going on, people?
Hey,
Don't
what's
know
up?
it. Don't know it.
I think it's crazy as all get out.
Yeah, man.
We were all running in the same circles of the glam days.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, I was there.
The Nashville rock scene.
Dude, I miss the Nugget, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
I miss the Gold Nugget.
Yep.
That was the happening place.
It was great.
It was a blast.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was.
You could go anywhere you wanted to. Sat in corners, sat over here. I mean, it's like a constant flow of people. Hey!
Yep. Yep. Knew everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, it was, oh God. Like I was saying, you know, I helped out Hard Knocks and
Yep.
Justin Heat and Mafia and a bunch of other guys. And then I just names started escaping me and everything. And White Lace. You remember that name, White Lace?
Yes.
I wonder whatever happened to them. They practiced a lot, but you never seen them in person.
You remember Valentine Saloon?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man, those guys.
Those guys rocked.
That was, yeah, that was a good band.
Oh, yeah. And I think after I got done with them, I think Music Row Showcase, I was over there helping out with the lights.
Okay.
First act I did over there was Tony Joe White.
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
I ran lights for Tony Joe White that night.
Nice.
Some of those names just coming back.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Golly.
welcome to the Old School Road Show.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
Oh, so what you been doing, man?
Man, we've been busy. We've been tearing it up. We've been, pushing the new single
Right.
that I just dropped a few months ago.
Yeah, I actually seen it the other day.
Rock and roll. Yeah, man. We did a video, so we've been pushing this single and the video for I'm Ready. Mm-hmm. And, man, it's doing real good for us. We're real happy.
I love it.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
What streaming have you got it on?
Oh, man, it's everywhere.
Everywhere?
Yep. It's all over.
See, I think everybody ought to do that. A lot of people just pick out one spot.
Yeah.
And no, y'all need to put it everywhere, man.
Yeah.
That way everybody can get it.
It's, yeah, man, it's on everything, man. Like over 150 platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, I like that. That's what I want. Well, I'm on like 18 different platforms or something like it. And YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
You got to remember the tube,
you
man.
gotta be on the YouTube, man. Yeah.
Gotta love YouTube. And you
Absolutely.
got to spread it around, man. You got to spread the love around a little bit.
Yeah, well, I try to. I tell everybody to keep subscribing, but everybody keeps forgetting to hit subscribe. It don't make sense to me. It's only 2 inches over.
Yeah, right.
They don't charge you nothing. Just hit subscribe.
Yeah, man. More the merrier.
Everybody needs
I
to do
love it. Yeah. Hey.
So
Absolutely.
do that. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. Well, I say like, share, follow, subscribe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's fixing to be another social media out there that I got to say something else about. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah. There's always one more.
You never know.
Like Doritos, they just pop up everywhere. They keep making more.
Dude, I love Doritos. My big thing back in the day was Doritos and Mountain Dew.
There you go.
That was a breakfast of champions.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, my wife the same way. She loves Mountain Dew, man.
And goody powders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because we all had a hangover.
Hangover relief.
Yeah.
Orange juice
Yeah.
and goody powder.
You know, I think that might be like kind of a Tennessee, Kentucky thing.
Yeah.
I never really seen that. Like, say, for instance, like when I lived in Florida for a while, in California for a while, even, I didn't hear anything about the goodies powders. I think that's more of a Midwest or, mid to.
Well, my big thing was, you go out, you did the show, you hit the after party, you went to bed whenever, if you even went to bed. But, you know, you woke up and the first thing you did was orange juice, 2 goody powders, wait an hour, and take a hit of whatever the hell you was on the night before.
Yep.
Hair of the dog, man.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
And by 11:30, 12 o'clock, you was pretty good.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
Just kept on going, you know.
Time for sit up and sound check.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's all you had to worry
yeah.
about.
That's it.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I remember those days well.
And my particular band would start at the strip club and then go to the show.
Wait a minute, which strip club?
Showtime. Right there beside the cannery.
Yeah.
I went to I haven't been to that many strip clubs. I just got to say that up front. But I had a buddy of mine. He was in town. He was with a band. I'm not saying the name or anything. Names will be silent due to incriminating evidence. But he got a wild kick. He wanted to go to a strip club, and we ended up at Ken's Gold Club back in the day.
That was my favorite.
Ken's Gold Club, man. It was crazy.
Ken's Gold Card Club. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's great.
Wow.
You ain't never go there.
I don't know if I've been there. If I did, man, I can't remember. It's fogged out.
It was a long building, and you know, honestly, it didn't matter if the girls were up there dancing or not. It was a freaking party inside that place.
It absolutely was every time.
And I walked in, and I'm expecting, you know, just a bunch of girls on the pole, blah, blah, blah. No, hell no. We went over to the left, and there's like booze everywhere and
There you go.
a couple of other unnecessary objects. And it was just a hangout and a party, dude.
Yeah, man.
And we sat there all damn night and talked about music, and
Yeah.
it was just unreal. I never in my life foresaw that.
Well, that was that sex, drugs, and rock and roll days. That ain't around no more, man. It's there. It's just not talked about as much.
I don't even know what's around anymore.
It's
I've been out of it for so freaking long, you know.
It's changed, man. It's changed a lot.
flavor of the day, you know.
Yeah.
Well, used to, if you went and you was doing sound check and stuff like that, it was beer, whiskey, everything else. And I've been to several writers rounds, and it's the weirdest freaking thing to me to set at a writers round, and everybody on stage has a bottle of water, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. Water was when you drank too much whiskey, and it was time to start sobering up.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was just crazy.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
I mean, hell, we started drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. I mean, hell.
Pretty much.
We're old now, but all these young kids, they're like,
how did we get old, though? That's the thing. I mean,
we lived.
we did live.
We lived.
We lived.
Oh, man.
That's right. That's right.
You know, it's me and a buddy of mine was talking about that, and we never thought we would actually be past our 30s.
Yeah, 40 was the limit
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, you know, and we sat around and talking about that now, and we got a ton of old stories. But the only thing we can say is through it all, through everything we've been through and all the stuff that we have done, we lived.
Yeah.
We did, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to live more.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. A lot of safety regulation stuff like that today, though. That
Hey, if you take the freaking warning labels off, natural selection.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's the way my parents felt anyway. It's like, well, if he survives the yard, he's probably got a shot. You know?
My parents were like, look, if he can live outside all day long drinking from a hose pipe and doing all this other crap, and he comes in at night when the street lights hit, he might make it.
Yeah. Never thought about drinking out of a hose pipe, you know?
No.
And a buddy of mine, I said that here a while back, a hose pipe. We was on the road, and he's like, what's a hose pipe? It's a garden hose. I was like, not where I come from.
It all depends on what area of town you come from.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It gets crazy about that. I love it when, you know, people on Facebook are like, what do these Gen Xers know and all that other crap? And then you'll see some other Gen Xer come on. Well, for starters, we'll fuck you up.
We used to fight. Back
Yeah.
in the day.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't have keyboards to hide behind.
Yep.
That's right.
I mean, it was nothing to go to a show to see a damn guitar go across somebody's head, you know?
Yeah, mic stand.
Yeah, mic stand, anything.
It's true.
That was the fun stuff.
Yeah, man.
These sound engineers these days got it so easy.
Oh, man.
Man, I went to Def Leppard Journey last night and was thinking the same thing.
Did you go? I wanted to go, but I didn't go.
I did. Steve Miller rocked.
Cool. I loved it.
Yeah, man.
Journey and Def Leppard were good, but Steve Miller rocked, I gotta say.
Did you do Keep Rocking Me, Baby?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's still a classic in my bag.
He opened with Fly Like an Eagle, and it just set the tone.
Sweet.
It's great. Great.
Yeah.
He sounded fantastic. I mean, just really, really solid.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, you know, sitting there from a production point of view, listening to the PA and stuff, really good sound, big, fat, and full, you know, everything that you want out of a PA. But it's gotten so digital now, and it's gotten so easy to set up that I think the guys kind of miss the mids a lot. To me, the mids were almost kind of clippy.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's been one of my biggest bitches from the get-go since I first started doing sound and everything. Because the first thing I'll do when I walk into a room, 10K, I pull it down.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want the feedback. I don't want the bullshit that comes from it.
5K and 10K, man, they got to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I think a lot of the newer people, they don't recognize that area.
Well, Chris Lord-Alge said it the best to me, man. The mix lives in the mids.
Yeah.
That's where everything is. And you got to know how to tame it. You got to know how to live with it and manage it.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, then you're going to have a decent mix.
Yeah. Well, see, I always had the hardest trouble between 5 and 10K. So I'd always just pull them down.
Yep.
That way I wouldn't have to worry about it. And I guess I kind of tamed the monster a little bit. I don't know, but everybody loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, there was a lot of screamers back in the day, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And a lot of screaming guitars.
Definitely.
Even on the countryside. I mean, you know, they still live in the mids. Those guitars are there.
Yeah.
You know, all that Brent Mason stuff that lives in the mids.
Oh, yeah. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
All that stuff does.
And I knew sound engineers that would just go in and do your curve, you know, just cut all the mids and boost the highs and lows and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, listen to the room and listen to what you're trying to do with it.
Right.
You know, there's life in those mids. That's where everything happens. And if you cut them all out, then you don't have nothing to work with.
Right. So that's why, me and my producer, Caitlin, we went through all this stuff, and we actually did a show together about it. And what I like is she's got an old school mind to her, but she's got the new technology stuff too. And if you ever listen to her mix a room, you'll be like, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the trick. That's even like with recording wise, that's kind of the way I go about it. I go about it like a tape machine. And then, yeah, some of the new stuff that you can do is way cool, but is it necessary?
Yeah.
Does it help what you're trying to achieve with the mix? Because if it doesn't need to be there.
Right. Well, I mean, the whole trick was just to enhance. That's it.
Right, right. It's sound reinforcement, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's what they
exactly.
call it. You take the sound that's there and you reinforce that sound. So, you know, if people would learn that, you might have a little more live sounding mixes. There's a lot of great sounding mixes out there, but a lot of them sound very stagnant and kind of dead to me.
Yeah.
You know, I like that life in that mix, that the little imperfections and, you know, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
I like that too.
back when I was doing it, it was real and LDAT and
Yeah.
ADAT, LDAT, ADAT.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
God.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes you think you forget so much shit that you did, but you wonder if you go over there and take a shot of whiskey, will it all come back? Will you remember?
At about 3.
Yeah.
About 3 it'll
Yeah.
start coming back.
About 3:00.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Oh God. But that's the way it is. I mean, it's just,
yeah.
it's crazy how's some of the stuff going on.
There's good music out there too. I mean, you know, that's the other thing. A lot of people are missing some really good music that's out there.
It's amazing to me. I was talking to somebody else the other day about how I love how some of these new artists are bringing back the steel, the piano.
Yeah.
I had one guy on that said that he actually brought back the mouth harp.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's just, I love the instruments that they're bringing back.
Yep. Yep.
Because, I mean, honestly, some of the best, the only one I can think of right offhand, Metallica did a song, an album, and it was a full length, I think it was 2 albums, but they did it with an orchestra behind them.
Right. Right. Michael Kamen, right? He did the orchestration for it.
Yeah.
Yes,
And to me, that was one, I'd put it in the top 5 best Metallicas.
Oh, yeah.
That I ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just because it was all there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
great.
And when they did, of course, you know, Metallica's opener, The Color of Money, when they did it, I mean, you felt that damn song.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I loved.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm giving him ideas now. He's thinking.
I'm always thinking.
Oh, yeah.
No, Steve's going to be like, I need an orchestra now.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah.
We can do it.
We can do it, man.
Yeah, Nashville Symphony's right down there.
I'm a Queensryche fan from way back.
I've always been a Queensryche.
And Jeff Tate is my son is named Jeff. Same spelling as Jeff Tate.
His vocals, though, I mean, there's I don't think there's anybody out there that can equal them with the range that he has.
The things he can do with his voice is next level, really next level. But they use Michael Kamen as well whenever they did the silent lucidity stuff and all that.
Yeah.
That was all Michael Kamen as well.
Yeah,
That's fantastic music.
I cheered like crazy when he won that Grammy for it, or I think they. Yeah, it was just one Grammy for silent lucidity.
Yep.
I was like,
Yeah, it was great.
fuck yeah.
and it's crazy because that album had 6 singles off of it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you look back at Empire and that one record had 6. It's like Hysteria. Hysteria was the same way. It's one of those monster albums that just had single after single after single.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, some of the stuff.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
You're just happy to be here.
Oh, man.
He's
Absolutely.
just listening.
He's like, I'm just going to sit here.
Oh, man, yeah.
He knows I'll
carry-on.
rattle on for 5 minutes, you know, about something.
Oh, yeah, man.
And then he'll make the good point, you know.
I don't know much about that, all the technical stuff of the, side of the recording and all that stuff, but I love to listen to it, and I love to, and I'm picking up on it, man,
Well, this helps you too. You know that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. For sure.
That's all you got to do
man.
is just say, hey, plug in. When you don't have a busted thumb, why did you bust your thumb? You knew you was coming on the show.
I tell you what.
I'm going to give you shit. You know this.
Man.
As you should.
Yeah. I guess I deserve it, I knew I was going to do a show, and here I was planning on totally playing a couple of songs acoustically, and a few days ago busted my thumb, totally jammed it, and
threw your ankle out.
messed my ankle. I fell down, messed my ankle up. It's just like, dude, man, I got to get a break here.
You need to check with your insurance agent. Because if your wife upped your life insurance, you know what's happening.
Hey, I'm gonna check this out. As soon as this is over, I'm doing this.
You got to. You got to check.
Call up Jake from State Farm real quick.
Yeah, hey, what's going on here, man?
Hey, Jay, what are you wearing?
It's crazy. Yeah.
Those were great.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
I think it's hilarious myself. It's funny stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so now back in the day when he first started, I listened to him and I liked his stuff. I wished he had better quality songs.
Well,
And you know who I'm talking about.
who's this?
Ron Keel.
Of course. Of course.
I mean, I loved him. I loved the guitars. I loved everything about it and everything else. But I was just like, I wished he had like one or two like top level songs that would just kick him over the edge. I mean, I could just see him just grasping for it and wanting it. And don't get me wrong, dude is phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
And that was when he come out. That was when the glam was just starting to come back down on the other side, and I didn't like it because there's a lot of great bands that barely made it.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a lot of politics, man. Unfortunately, you know, in the business, just like every, you know, we've heard it for years, you know,
Yeah.
and it is. And you know, he sold 3 million records.
Yeah.
And even though, so like today, if you sold 3 million records today, you'd pretty much be a household name. Everybody would pretty much know who you are.
Exactly.
But back then, and Ron will tell you this, back then, you sold 3 million records, you kind of flew under the radar because Bon Jovi and Motley Crue were selling like 15 million.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody knew, of course, who they were.
Well, yeah. But
you-
then you had like Slaughter came out and
Oh, yeah.
several other bands at that era, and they only went up so far.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, the fuck is going on?
Man, politics. That's just my personal opinion about it. There's
Yeah.
so much politics. Just, you know, being with Ron for all those years and listening to him talk and tell little stories and catching little things, you know, from him talking about, you know, back in the day. It's just a lot of politics going on.
Right.
And I remember him telling me where, you know, the band had been busting their ass just rehearsing and, you know, getting ready for a tour and was waiting on a phone call to see if they were going to get a yes or a no to open a tour for Bon Jovi
Right.
that year. And that was going to make their whole year,
Yeah.
you know, with just one phone call. And everybody was like, I remember him telling me everybody was on pins and needles, you know, because,
Well, yeah.
you know, if that tour had been a no, which and they got to do it, you know, fortunately, but if it had been a no, who knows, you know, they may have just faded off into the distance at that point, you know. Is so much politics going on, I think, at that time.
Yeah.
And,
Because there was a lot of good bands back there.
Oh yeah, man. And I tell you, a lot of people don't know the story about Ron Keel and Yngwie Malmsteen, which I think is such a very interesting story to me, and probably more so for me as just being a musician,
Right.
and actually knowing and remembering that whole thing, like when they came out.
Yeah.
You know, and what a big deal it was.
Yeah. Because Yngwie is phenomenal as a guitarist himself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's like he kind of ushered in that whole neoclassical metal, you know, hard rock metal kind of playing style.
Yeah.
There were other players doing it, but I think it was really Yngwie that really kind of brought it to the forefront.
Yeah, it kind of elevated it. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Took it up a notch.
And
Well, he was a next level player.
yeah.
He
And,
really was.
And he'll tell you that too.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure,
he
repeatedly.
will. And but the interesting story to me is, as good as he was, you know, he. Well, let me just tell you the story as I know it.
I love good stories.
Oh,
Go
yeah,
for it.
here's a good story for you. I hope this is a good story. It is to me, anyway, from a musician's perspective.
Brandon, sit back. We got a story.
Oh, I know this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering story time.
Okay. Yeah. So Ron Keel's living out in L.A. and he's got a band together called Steeler, and they're getting ready to go into the studio to record an album. He's got that whole album is written. All the songs are written. He knows exactly how he wants it played and done, etc. He's got a producer studio. Mike Varney produced that first record, etc. And he just needed a hot, flashy guitar player because that was what everybody was doing back then. That's what everybody had to have.
Thanks,
And-
Eddie Van Halen.
yeah, exactly. And so Mike Varney, his producer, hands him a box of cassettes. And cassette tapes, by the way, young children listening that don't know what those are. He hands him a box of cassettes and says, "Your guitar player is in here somewhere." So Ron takes this box of cassettes home. He listens to them. And these are cassette tapes that his producer, Mike, had accumulated from people all over the country that had sent him
Demo tapes.
Yeah,
Okay.
guitar players, hot, flashy guitar players that sent him all these demo tapes from all over the place. So Ron listens to all these cassettes in this box. He finally comes across Yngwie's, and he goes, "Oh my God, this is the guy right here." Well, comes to turn out, obviously, Yngwie lived in Sweden, and Ron bought Yngwie's first plane ticket to LAX.
Awesome.
That was Ron Keel. And when he gets to LAX to pick him up, Ron, of course, doesn't know Yngwie's personality and such yet. And he said one of the first things out of his mouth when he picked him up is he said, Yngwie says, "I am here now. I play what I want."
Yeah.
And Ron's like, "Okay, man, whatever. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean, but whatever, man, let's go play. Let's go jam." So Ron, they're rehearsing, I believe, in Ron's living room in L.A. And he says they get going. Yngwie, right out of the chute, is being Yngwie. All that stuff, which is amazing and incredible. But that's not what Ron was looking for on every song.
Right.
And like I say, he had all the songs written, everything. He just needed the guitar player to put into place. So, long story short, that's my favorite line.
Yeah.
I never tell short stories. Anyway, long story short, Ron pulls him off to the side and says, "Man, I don't think this is going to work." So essentially, Yngwie got fired.
Yeah.
And then Ron starts auditioning other guitar players. He says, "Yngwie, can you just crash on my couch or something for a couple weeks? Let me get some money together. I'll send you back to Sweden. I'll fly you back.
Right.
Fly you back home." Okay. So Ron starts auditioning other guitar players, bringing them in. Yngwie's sitting there watching these guys audition for the spot that he just lost in Steeler. So after a few guys come through, Yngwie finally pulls Ron over to the side and says, "Hey, man, I know what you want me to do. I play how you want me to play." So Ron says, "Okay, man, we'll give this one more shot." So he did, and Yngwie did, and the rest is history. That first Steeler came out, the album came out, and it was an instant success, like an overnight sensation. Yngwie blew up, everybody all of a sudden, almost overnight, knew who Yngwie Malmsteen was. This new hotshot, amazing guitar player. And I think Ron Keel said that whole thing with him from the time he got there till the time they released the album and toured. They did a little string of shows with it. I think he said the whole thing lasted 6 months.
Yeah.
And Yngwie quit and was gone.
Yeah.
I think he got an offer to go join a band with Graham Bonnet.
Probably.
I think that was it. I think it was Alcatraz. I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the offer he got.
Yeah.
And he was off to do the Alcatraz thing, and that was that. And the rest is guitar playing history. But what gets me is what makes me think interesting about this is if Yngwie had got sent back, say Ron had sent him back,
Yeah.
would that have held up that whole neoclassical movement as we know it? I don't think it probably would have happened then.
It might not have.
I think our reality, it would have. I think it would have eventually happened, but not like it did. With Yngwie still in the picture.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure he knew too that this is the place that you're going to do that. If you're going to do that,
Yeah.
and once
Yeah.
he got here and saw that, and you're like, yeah, okay, I'm here. This is what I got to do to
Right.
stay here.
Well, I mean, what's weird though, what coincides with that is the emergence of Steve Vai.
Yep.
When
Steve Vai took his place in Alcatraz.
Yeah.
When he left. That's right.
Yeah.
You're correct. Yeah.
It's weird that I know that stuff.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. How do I know this stuff? It's
I don't
weird.
know. It's crazy.
Kids, that's rock and roll history.
And I told and hey, I'll tell you what's even stranger is I remember, and then I was living in Victoria, Texas at the time when the Steeler album came out, and it was my next door neighbor who lived right across the street from me. His name was Gary Seal. God bless him. He's gone. He's passed on, and my best friend forever. And he was always introducing me to all these new bands coming out.
Yeah.
Because he had a subscription to Kerrang magazine. And he would know about all these new hot bands coming in before I did, because I didn't know.
Well, that's what's weird, because back in my circle, there was a lot of Van Halen fanatics.
Oh, yeah.
And I made one of them madder than hell, because it was at that time when Roth was fixing to exit.
Okay.
And I was just like, because you could read between the lines on what was happening, And I was just like, I know what Dave's going to do. Oh, you don't know nothing about Diamond Dave, blah, 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 blah. I said, let me tell you something. This is what he's going to do, because he's been in a band forever with a phenomenal guitarist.
Yep.
One of the great bass players. And how Alex Van Halen has not been in any big boy drummer awards is beyond me.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I told him, I said, you look, Ross going to leave Van Halen. And here's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go out and he's going to get the best of every damn body. And he's going to come back with a band and force it down Van Halen's throat.
He sure did.
And the next thing you know, he's got Steve Vai.
Yeah, man. And Billy Sheehan.
He's got the Sheehan. I don't even call him Billy. I call him the Sheehan.
Yeah, the Sheehan. Yeah. Exactly.
And
yeah, man.
Oh God, I forgot the drummer's name.
Greg Bissonette.
Yeah.
Greg Bissonette, which was hot as all get out back in the day.
Monster.
And they come back and first single, Gypsy Road. Yeah. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, man.
I could have bet on that and made damn money.
Yeah, man.
It was, man, those records were good.
Yeah, they were actually.
Thinking back on it, man, they were really, really
Oh, yeah,
good.
man.
The videos were good.
The videos, I mean, everything was good quality.
They were still doing it old school, in my opinion. That's why it was so good. That's just my opinion.
Well, the one thing that struck me on Gypsy Road, you seen the live, he went from the regular video stuff and then he went back over to the live part of it with him jumping off the amps and everything else. And I'm one of those weirdos. I'm hitting pause and I'm going backwards and I'm looking at it. Because I put everything on video back then. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And my daddy was like, what's wrong with you? And I said, look at the rigging.
Yeah.
Roth is using the same design as the Van Halen.
It was very similar.
Very, very similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was crazy, man.
Even the speaker cabinets and stuff.
Yeah.
Had the same kind of feel to it.
You know how they had the cover off the speakers?
Oh, yeah.
That's what he had on
Okay,
his.
yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah. I remember seeing Vi on an interview talking about just what an amazing, incredible, big production that whole tour was. The very first David Lee Roth tour they did. He said it was just off the charts, man.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's the only one he made money on.
I think you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, just thinking back to those videos and stuff, him hanging off the cliff on, just like Paradise,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nuts doing that cliff climbing.
But again, it was a good song.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great.
Nothing like living in paradise.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, man.
Oh God.
Yankee Rose.
We're telling our age big time.
Yeah, all those songs are fantastic. Yeah, yes,
But
we
it
are.
is. It's
Yes,
so
we are.
good, man. It's so good. It just is, man. It just is what it is.
And it still stands up today.
That's right.
There's a lot of music out there today that I hear that kind of wants to be that, but ain't kind of quite found the.
Well, again, with the people that you seen last night,
Yeah.
look at them.
Yeah.
Def Leppard and Journey and
Yeah.
Steve Miller. And who the hell would have thought Steve Miller would have lasted this long?
Oh, I know. And sound as good as he does. I mean,
Yeah.
he still really sounds good.
Yeah. And, one of the ones that I think was an unsung hero, and I might have a lot of people holler at me about this, but I don't care. Billy fucking Squire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
There was just something about how he portrayed it and came across with it. And it was just amazing.
Yep.
All these country pickers in Nashville want tellies because Brent Mason played it. I wanted a telly because Billy Squire played a telly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, that's something that amazes me too, how, you know,
Yeah.
Les Paul created those guitars, and they're just like the top used instruments in the world.
Yeah, man. That's amazing.
What are you playing?
I am playing a Fender Telly mostly, and I play well, a Fender Strat. I like a Strat a lot, and I got a 335 style guitar by a company I'm endorsed with called Vintage. That is a really super nice instrument, and
That's the one you had in the video, wasn't it?
yep, that's the one I used in the video, and it's used it on the album actually, and that's an awesome guitar. But you know, I got tons of them, man. I got 22, I think, total. And
Well, if you get tired of them, you can hang one up in here if you want to.
yeah, man. You know, I got a super nice Les Paul. I got a really nice PRS. You know, I try to have all the flavors.
Yeah.
You know, that are out there for us guitar players. I don't have a 7-string yet. I don't have a baritone, which I'd like to get a baritone guitar.
Yeah.
I think those are really cool. And
Okay, I got a trick question for you.
uh-oh.
If you had unlimited funds, what would be the number one guitar that you would love to buy?
Oh my goodness.
And you can even throw Greenie in there if you want to. Any guitar in the world, unlimited funds, what would be your pick?
Wow, holy moly, man. That's a question from hell.
Are you going for playability or are you going for investment?
Yeah.
This is his choice.
Oh my God. You know, if I just had,
Because you know, he bought Greenie,
yeah,
and he plays Greenie.
yeah, Kirk Hammett, I believe.
Kirk Hammett, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
And he hadn't done anything to it.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard
He hadn't changed nothing on it.
Yep.
Man, that's just, you know, I don't know if I could play a guitar like that that's worth so much. You know, it's such a,
It's an instrument of you.
oh man. But yeah, you know, if I was going to spend money on an instrument, I would definitely want to play it. So I wouldn't want to just stick it in a case and just say, "Hey, man,
Exactly.
look, you know, yeah, look what I got. You know, look what I got that I don't play. I'm not going to do that." So
Just go back and think of what Eric Clapton said. While my guitar gently weeps.
oh yeah, yeah, man,
Because if you're going to buy it, you got to play it.
that's right.
Well, there's players and collectors.
I know.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a player. Yeah, man, I'd have to play it.
That's why I gave him this question, because he's a player.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's such a tough question. But whatever I would get, I would definitely play it. Let me just say that much. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly what it would be yet, but I would definitely play the hell out of it, man. Whatever I would get, if it was Greenie, whatever, man, I would wear it out.
You know, if I had unlimited funds to buy a guitar, I would probably go up and I would buy a brand smacking new Les Paul custom shop. And then I would take it somewhere else and have them fine tune the hell out of that damn thing. And then I would go to 4 or 5 of my favorite artists and have them sign it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'd hang it on the damn wall
Right on.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
because I can't play worth shit. I'd have to have you come over and hit it with a couple of licks just to see what it sounded like.
Hey, yeah.
Send it off to Eugene Moles. Get him set up.
Oh,
for you.
yeah.
There you go.
There you go. He's the man.
Yes, he is.
But that's what I would do. I love the old guitars and all that other stuff, but me personally, I think that I would be trying to change them.
Yeah.
That's where I have a lot of respect for Kirk
Okay.
because he has not touched Greenie,
Yep. I respect that totally, man.
but everybody tries to make it theirs,
Yeah.
Right.
you know, and they don't look at the heritage of it and everything is, unless you're a big avid collector.
Right. Yeah.
Which those guys, they just buy them, hang them on the wall for a year, turn around and sell them.
Yeah.
If you're going to have one of those kinds of guitars that was somebody's that
Yeah.
has, played it for, you can't touch it. No, I don't think. I don't think it's right to touch it.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to change anything about it either. Yeah.
Own it, take care of it, love it.
We can screw with Brandon on this.
What's that?
You play drums. You play drums for a lot of damn people.
Yep.
Yeah, I have.
If you could buy any kit in the world, whose kit would you buy?
I know the one I would want, but there's two I would want. Ain't that always the way there is?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It would be one of Neil's.
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
And the other one would probably be the Empire Tamas that Scott Rockenfield played.
Yep.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are fantastic.
I tell you what, during that
nicest,
era,
coolest kid I ever saw.
He had one of the coolest kits ever.
Oh yeah.
He had the cymbals hanging off the welded chains. I mean, it
Black
was just,
cymbals, black pasties.
Yeah.
That was super cool.
it was
man.
badass.
It was
way
incredible.
cool. Yeah.
And that kit, you just look at it and you go, that was Scott Rockenfield from 1990, 91.
Yeah.
That was his kit.
That was it.
You can look at every other drum kit out there
It's
and
true.
go, well, it's a drummer's drum kit, right?
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
was Scott Rockenfield's. It
Yeah.
had that
Oh, yeah.
sexy rack, and it was white and black. That was it.
It was
Yeah.
sweet, man.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
See, that's me and you are running similar on that. Because I definitely want a perk kit,
But
I would
have
love to have a
yes.
perk.
Yeah. And,
Pure-
the Alex Van Halen stuff just come up, too. You was talking about Alex here a while
Yeah.
back. Some of his kits just come up.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll throw you another one out there that I'd like to have. Joey Jorgensen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Joey was a hell of a freaking drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a hell of a damn guitarist, too. He played rhythm, he played lead, he played drums.
Yeah.
There was nothing Joey couldn't play.
That's freaking cool, man. Right on.
There's a lot of that stuff out there, man, that people would just love to have. I mean, I'm not a huge Rolling Stones fan, but a Charlie Watts kit is a Charlie Watts kit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's true.
Honestly, I would love to have the very first run edition of the Lips and the Tongue.
Yeah.
I would love to have that.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
And like the the John Bonham Vista lights and
Yeah.
all those. There's a lot of kits out there that you just go, man, ooh, I'd love. And same with guitar. See, I play guitar too, but I'm not that level. But me, I'm more of I use it as a tool to write.
Right.
I'm not going to sit around and solo, and I'll play a lot of my stuff that I produce as well if I have to.
Right.
But I mean,
Well, as a producer, you got to know, at least
Little
the
something
ins and
about
outs,
something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh man, he's for a drummer, this guy's he's to me, he's more of a he's not just a drummer, he's more of a musician. I mean, he could talk numbers to you. You could throw numbers at Brandon and he knows what you're talking about. Key signatures and numbers.
That's what made me a band leader. I'm the only drummer that I know
man.
that I can actually throw numbers while I'm playing.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
One, damn it. I said one.
Right? Yeah. He could literally.
Start in A, please.
Yeah. I've literally done gigs with him and seen him playing, throwing numbers to the bass player.
Yeah.
1, 5, 6 minor, and Brandon's just like, holy crap, man, that's amazing.
Nah, I couldn't do that. I just couldn't. I did. I went to a show and I thought it was cool as all get out. But shout out Tattered Sons. I love them guys. They were doing a show and their drummer, for whatever reason, I don't know, wasn't available that night. So the lead singer played drums and sang.
Oh, wow.
And I was just like, that always blows me away when I can see the singer and do vocals, because playing drums itself is strenuous,
Yeah.
and then you throw in lead vocals too,
Oh, yeah.
just like Night Ranger,
Oh, yeah.
he always,
Exactly.
he would kick
Sister
in.
Christian, man.
Yeah. It's,
Yep.
don't get me started on Goosebump Alley.
It always blew me away how good his voice actually really was, man. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, man.
Because I dated a girl named Kristen back in the day,
Oh, wow. How about that?
and she turned into Sister Kristen.
Okay.
It was a crazy song back then.
Oh, yeah, man.
Give me another hit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Oh God.
I was fortunate enough to get to do some shows with Jack Blades
Yeah.
from Night Ranger when I was playing with Ron's band.
Yeah.
And he was a real nice guy. And yeah, we got to play some of the hits. We played Sister Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And of course he sang it and stuff. And yeah, some of their other big hits and Don't Tell Me You Love Me. And
Oh God, that
was a smoking solo to have to learn, let me tell you.
it was.
Yeah, man. That took me just a minute. I didn't learn that one in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, man.
that's what I was curious about, because when people throw songs at you and everything else, I'm sure they don't give you an actual timeline, but they want to hear it as close to what they handed you
Oh, yeah.
as
Definitely.
possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And when we did some shows with Kip Winger as well, and he was very picky about Red Beach's solos. He wanted them like spot on, perfect, man. He wanted, if it wasn't like Red Beach played it, it's like, okay, we got to work this out and fix it. He was really adamant about that.
Well, I mean, he was a hell of a damn guitar player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Oh
man.
yeah, still is. Have you heard the new Winger stuff?
No,
It's great.
It's good.
I haven't heard the new Winger stuff yet, but I'm still old school Kip Winger.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of his songs that helped me through a breakup during that time.
Oh yeah,
man.
yeah.
And just, I always thought Kip was phenomenal. How in the hell can you be that damn good looking and have that voice at the same time? What the hell?
Right.
and play with Alice Cooper.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
But I mean, there's so many. We could sit here and go on and on for days of the phenomenal players that are out there that a lot of people, I call them unsung heroes, because a lot of people don't talk about them in the forum that they need to be talked about. They'll talk about some other part of it, or but that's not the way it is. I mean, pound for pound, I think Ted Nugent is one of the best freaking guitar players out there.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, 100%.
Love him.
I mean, there's no way in hell you see anybody else playing what the fuck he started out on
Yeah, yeah.
and made it sound like that.
Well, he's got his own signature thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hear. There's certain guitar players, and Steve is like this to me. When I hear Steve play, I know it's Steve.
Yeah.
And when I hear Ted play, I know it's Ted.
Yeah.
And that to me is, if you can do that, then you've got your own little niche carved out, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do all my life. Yeah. Yeah, man. And, but yeah, a lot of those old players, most of those old players, the old school guys, man, they have something. And, you, like you just said, you could, they can play and you don't even have to see them and you just hear them and you're just like, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Warren Haynes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like Paul Gilbert. You hear
Paul
Paul
Gilbert.
Gilbert, you know it's Paul Gilbert.
Exactly.
You hear Steve Vai, you know it's
Yep.
Steve Vai.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, Steve's in his own little level there.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Yeah. Steve, Joe Satriani, those guys are just
Yeah.
far out. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, they totally.
Santana.
Oh,
When you
yeah,
hear Santana,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Totally.
Steve blew me away when he dropped Wyvern. Hydra, when he dropped the
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
When he did the song
Have you
with
seen
the
that?
multiple necks or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man, that was far out, man.
I mean, like last year, and
Yeah.
man, it's incredible.
Yeah, that was pretty slick, man.
They developed that whole instrument, man, and the thing weighs like 70 pounds. It's got to be on a freaking stand,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That is pretty slick.
Yeah, I remember seeing it, and I was like, "What the fuck is he
Oh,
doing
yeah.
with that?"
yeah.
And then he started playing it, and I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's
Huh?
it's got a sitar, it's got a bass. It's
Yeah.
it's just all kinds of crap all over it, and he
It's
makes it look
slick.
so fluid. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yep.
Makes you wonder who's dripping acid now.
And the video was all steampunk. You know, he had all that kind of steampunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah, man.
It's just cool.
That was cool.
Crazy stuff.
I dig it.
What are you over laughing about?
I said because I got more caffeine.
Oh, okay. The caffeine queen.
That's what happens when I am working until 3 a.m.
We're all struggling artists. We all have to work a day job.
Gotta love caffeine.
Me too.
Love my coffee.
Yes.
I had that too, and a tea, and now a Celsius.
Ugh.
I'm over here mainlining caffeine. Come on.
Can I get the IV bag, please? Caffeine only.
I knew a dude in the Lake of the Ozarks who was a firefighter, and he got so drunk that he went to his boat and started an IV to sober up to go back to drink.
Oh, God.
Good Lord. Oh, my God.
Love the guy, and he did it. I mean, you know, what you do.
Woo.
Hell if I know.
All right.
Okay, now that we went down memory lane and everything,
man.
we got to get back to you
Sure.
because, you know, this is supposed to be your podcast.
Yeah, man.
I'm sitting here taking it over. I don't know why.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
It's Brandon's fault.
I know. It's always, yeah. Blame the producer right off the bat.
Blame Brandon.
God give me good big shoulders to take that burden. So
There you go.
Just go ahead and blame me. I don't care.
Well, see, I can't blame Caitlin because Caitlin just throws stuff at me. Julie holds a whiteboard.
Oh, there is a pen.
Yeah, see? All kinds of good stuff going on. Okay, so how long did you play with Keel?
Man, I've been with Ron for almost 20 years.
Awesome.
Yep. About 18 years, I believe.
You know, I really applaud the longevity that he's had.
Yeah, man. He's still at it, still going. Just released, I believe, a double album, if I'm not mistaken.
Was you at Rockin' Pod last year?
I believe I was.
Yes.
Yes.
That's where I remember y'all from. It just dawned on me
Okay. Yeah.
because I'll share this podcast over onto them.
Yeah, I was at Ron's booth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the first year we was doing the podcast, and I went down there to check everything out.
Okay, yeah. And then Keel Fest
Keel
that night,
Fest.
Yeah.
I played.
I didn't go to Keel Fest.
Okay.
I should have.
Yeah, I was there. I played with Ron. Well, I mean, he brought out, he brought out like a few special guests that had played with him, throughout his career and stuff like that. So I was one of those guys. And, it brought me up. I think I played 2 or 3 songs. And Mark Ferrari was here from Keel. He, got up and they played some Keel stuff.
Yeah.
I believe Brian J was here as well. Brian J and Mark Ferrari, and there was a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then Ron just did his set list. Just did 2 or 3 songs from like his whole career basically, and was bringing different guitar players and different musicians, different drummer. just kind of swapping out all night long. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was slick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty neat, man.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right after he dropped Outlaw on Keel Fest 2.
That's
last
right.
year we did.
Yep. I had just dropped a single. Yep. My single before this new one was called Outlaw. It was a song by Riot. Some people remember the band Riot from back in the day. And not to be confused with Quiet Riot. But, they were a great band in their own right. And, they had some success. They never just quite were able to get over that hump.
Yeah.
That
hump was there for a lot of people.
Man, let me tell you. And they just never quite could get over it. But, a lot of people who knew who they were and such, and they did well. They were on big tours and stuff. And I think they just never really got that push from their label like they really should have.
Well,
And,
Crocus is another one of those.
oh, yeah. That's
Crocus was phenomenal
right. They were a
live.
good band.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes, they were.
There's so many bands out there. I wish that they had just gotten over that little hump,
Yeah, man. I think I remember hearing an interview with one of the guys from Warrant, and he was talking about back in their career, when they were hot there for a minute,
Yeah.
and he said that he knew that there was a change coming when first of all, he went to he said he like flew out to the record label, the head office or something, flew out to New York and walked in the record label, and they have this huge, display of Warrant. It's all Warrant in the lobby and pictures and posters and all this stuff, and it's just like a Warrant display.
Right.
And I guess 6 or 8 months go by. Whatever, he said he flies back out there, goes into the lobby, and it's another band.
Yep.
And he said he knew right then, okay, yep, this is where their attention is now. It's not on us anymore.
Yep.
And he was right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Janie even wrote a bunch of ballads and put them out there to help boost them more,
Yeah.
And they were phenomenal ballads.
Yeah. I think he was a really good songwriter personally.
He was.
Oh yeah,
No.
fantastic.
And a vocalist. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's a damn good vocalist.
Yeah.
I think he I think a lot of stuff goes to a lot of people's heads.
Oh, yeah.
And I wished it didn't.
I do too. I think success changes some people for the worse, unfortunately. Not all of them.
Normalcy bias. It's normal to them, and then when it's not there anymore, you don't know how to get normal back.
Normal's easy.
I know. I know. We know that. 'cause
Yeah, we
we're
know
normal.
That. Yeah.
Bag of Doritos, Mountain Dew, and
That's right.
Yeah.
Chilling out.
cocaine ain't worth a shit anymore. So, I mean,
Not to mention who could afford it.
yeah, well, Oh, well, she's not holding the whiteboard up. I must be okay on that one.
She's smirked. Don't worry.
Oh, I know.
Cocaine.
She also has the option for the
Yeah.
microphone, so be careful.
So when did you plan on doing, was the solo stuff a plan, or did you just kind of throw it together, or?
Well, at first it was just something I wanted to kind of do for myself.
Yeah.
I put out a solo record. My first solo record's been about 3 or 4 years ago, I think now, and it was an album called Amplitudes, and every song is just like is a different genre, and I did it on purpose because I was wanting to kind of show my versatility
Right.
as a musician, and after that, long story short, it's my favorite line to use. I ended up meeting and getting to be friends with a guy out of Chicago named Jimmy Warren, who has a record label
Right.
called Fretbar Records. And we were keeping in contact with each other. And a while back, he says, man, won't you let me release a single on you? And let's see what happens. And I said, okay. So I went in the studio. We picked out a song. We picked I'm Ready, which is a Frank Marino cover. And for people that may not know who Frank Marino is, he's a guitar hero and just a monster player from back in the day.
And for
Mahogany
people
Rush.
that don't know who Frank Marino is, no, this is his. It's good.
Yeah, he's a monster player, man, and he's been around for a long time, and he's like a living legend. And so we picked one of his songs, and we did a video for it and put the video out, and it's doing really well. And we're just pushing our video, pushing the single as much as we can,
Yeah.
and getting focused in to go back in the studio to do another cut and do another single.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Already
So
got drum tracks done.
Are you going to do original this time?
Nope.
One more cover.
We're going to do one more cover.
Okay.
And we're going to do a song. I'm not going to say. I'm going to keep it a secret.
Damn it.
I'm going to let it be a surprise. I will let it be a surprise.
Is he doing Eyes of the Stranger, Brandon? Is that what he's doing?
No, we're not doing that one.
No.
I Don't Believe in Love?
Nope.
Maybe,
No.
maybe.
Maybe.
We thought
You
about
never
it.
know. You never know. But
Sweet Sister Mary is what it's going to be. Actually.
That would be cool. As I
hey, I'll tell you this. It's by another Canadian artist, just out of, and it wasn't planned that way. It was not planned that way. It just so happened that that's the way it fell. The pieces fell. But it's another Canadian artist, completely different, and but it's awesome. It's another great song, and you guys are going to love it.
And she had a pretty big hit with it.
Yes, she did.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, she had it.
Yes. Yes. I say, old chap.
It was she.
It was a she. And, but
You could
now-
have said Sheila and thrown them off all the way to the other side of the earth.
But yeah, man.
That's what it is. We're doing
So-
some Sheena East in this one.
Yeah. I don't think they'll never be able to figure it out now. But yeah, so we're doing that. But we are writing some more original material. We are writing original material, and there is original material that I do have. It just hasn't been released yet, and but we got that as well, man.
And how many Keel albums have you been on?
Oh, at least two for sure I know of. And I haven't checked the credits to see if I'm on the new one. I know his latest one is called Keel World, and I might be on that one. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't have a copy of it yet.
Okay.
But, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking the credits to see if I'm on that. But I'm definitely on two, and
I just find it amazing that you have all this body of work.
oh man, oh my goodness, yeah. Well, like I say, I was basically doomed because I was born into this business.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm not. What the hell?
You know, everybody in my family plays, an instrument of some kind, and
Yeah.
I grew up. It was always around me. There was always guitars in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't walk into a room without seeing a guitar in the corner or something, or somebody playing.
Yeah.
My dad was always playing, and finally, when I got around 10 years old, I think, or something, I asked him to show me a couple chords.
Yeah.
And he showed me a couple chords. Oh, geez, that was it.
It was bitten right then.
I was bit. Yeah, man. I've been bit ever since, man.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't looked back. And just been eat up with it, basically, ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of sickening in a way. And
I wouldn't know. I mean, somebody busted their thumb on the way in. So,
who is that guy?
I don't know.
Jeez. Man, yeah, man. I was totally looking forward to playing some too, man.
I got a
Gosh.
string of texts that can prove it.
It's true. Yeah, don't make me show you my ankle where there's a big old bruise on it. It's all bruised up and swelled up and swollen, man.
I've got a picture in a text.
Gee,
Yeah, there you go.
it's terrible, man.
Like Billy Squire said, it's all rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, interesting little tidbit of BS about Billy Squire is I heard that from back in the day, when a lot of those artists, bands and stuff were getting signed, and if they were writers, they would just sign off all their publishing.
Yeah.
They didn't care. They didn't know nothing about that stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
It's business stuff. It's yeah, whatever, man. If you want it, I don't care. Whatever. And a lot of these bands were just signing it all away. Well, Billy Squire was one of the smart ones that actually negotiated with his label and got to keep a lot of his publishing. So he is doing much better than a lot of these artists from back in the day that even had bigger hits than him that signed their stuff away.
Oh, yeah.
And he kept it. And he's doing quite well from what I understand.
Well, I mean, I'll probably get shot for this, but I don't care. In reality, back in the day, that was the whole reason for that extra guy from the record label, because he knew when the meetings and the stuff was going to happen and everything else. And his job was to basically get you as screwed up as he could before you went and signed anything.
There you go.
They were smart about it.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah.
But there was other people smarter.
Yep, it's true.
So,
And,
I mean, I wouldn't. Back in the day, yeah, I probably would have handed off whatever.
Oh, I'm sure I probably would have too.
Yeah.
Had I got signed back in the day and had my own thing.
You was signed. You
in
was
a
with
band.
Keel.
Well, but I mean, if it had been my name, on everything, and I'd have probably just gave it all away too, because I didn't know anything about that stuff and probably didn't care.
Yeah. So I signed right here and I get that hot blonde. Okay, here you go.
You got
And
it.
off you go.
Yeah.
everybody kind of started learning from that in the 90s. You know, I mean, I remember working with artists in the 90s, like the worst thing that you could possibly do besides not get a record deal is to sign a bad record deal.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
and I mean, you know,
Well, everybody here lately is talking about the Jelly Roll deal.
Yeah.
Which I believe he kept all of his publishing rights and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, smart.
Doing
Yeah,
it right.
he was
Very
really smart. But he's been circled by the Sharks a lot when he was back in the rap days.
Okay,
So he knew what to expect.
right.
That floored me because I knew Jelly from back in the day with the rap stuff right out of him getting out of prison and everything else and whatnot. And as soon as I heard some of the new stuff and my wife come in, she's like, I like this new guy named Jelly Roll. And I'm like, that's not a new dude. I was like, what are you listening to? Because I knew his body of work from before. And then she played it for me. I was like, that's the same dude, you know, but it's great. And his stuff is fantastic. And he's doing real well with it.
He did real good with Whitson Chapel.
Yeah. Yep.
Really did.
Yes, he did.
Right on.
Talking about that transition back in the day a minute ago, I got to thinking about when you was talking about Ted Nugent. You know, they give damn Yankees $1 million to not record a third album.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
That's insane to me.
Man.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if damn Yankees got back together if Ted would go or not.
I don't think he would. I don't think today that's what he would. You know, he's getting older too. We're all getting older.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he's got his hunting thing, and he does. You know, he's living that life. He's happy living Ted's life. You know.
Well, he's lived that life for a long damn time.
Yeah, true.
And he come away from it to do shows.
Yeah.
You know, and he still loves doing shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But for the life of me, the damn name of that guitar totally escapes me.
Birdland.
Birdland. He doesn't play the Birdland hardly anymore.
Yeah.
He's playing.
I noticed that too.
He's playing his brand stuff.
Mm-hmm. That was a guitar designed by Jerry Bird and Hank Garland, and they just took the pieces of their name, Jerry Bird, and Hank Garland, Land.
Yeah.
Put the two names together, Birdland, and they designed that guitar and sold it. I guess sold the idea to Gibson, and Gibson came out with that. I think they only made a certain amount of. It's a pretty collectible.
Yeah.
Guitar. I think.
What was the original intentions of the Birdland?
Well,
All country.
I think it was more designed so you could play more different styles on it, like country and jazz.
Right.
Because Hank Garland was a big jazzer, but he played a lot of country right up here on the Opry. You know, that's him backing up like, you know, Patsy Cline and all those artists and stuff back in the day. And I think what he did is he took the big fat boy, I called them fat boys because they were real thick.
Yeah.
Those hollow bodies, and they shrunk it down. And so it's not as thick as it used to be.
Yeah.
And they did some other things to it and kind of came up with this design and called it the Birdland.
Yeah.
And Gibson started making them and stuff. And like, I'd love to have one. But yeah, I did notice that Ted's not playing them as near as much, hardly ever anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. The tone he got from that.
Oh, it's
With damn Yankees is playing PRS.
Yeah, he's playing PRS.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I wonder if PRS gave him the deal.
I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure.
as a matter of fact, here's another story. I'm a guitar
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm a
we are
guitar
now
player, man.
entering story time.
I'm so full of this tidbits of bull BS, you know.
Steve has got more stories
yeah.
about real music things than it'll, you know.
So
Well, I noticed he likes talking more stories and stuff than he does about him own self.
yeah, man. I just know all these little tidbits of interest that are interesting to me, and so I believe, if I'm not mistaken, of course we all know pretty much that Ted's from like Michigan area, and I'm pretty sure that Paul Reed Smith is from Michigan area. Well, Ted and Paul are really, really good friends. Ted knew Paul before he even started PRS, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Ted has like number 002 of like the second model of PRS that he ever built.
Wow.
he ever made. Yeah, Ted's got one of the earliest PRSs ever made.
Probably a review.
There's one of those collectible guitars right there.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'd love to have that one.
Yeah, I'm just full of all this stuff, man. It's crazy. But, yeah, cool stuff to me.
He'd be my phone a friend if I needed a music question answered, and I couldn't get to it.
Yeah, man.
Or music trivia. He's pretty good at music trivia.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I'll tell you one we were just talking about that I thought was really cool, that some people don't know about or haven't heard. So back in the day when Aerosmith they went to the studio to record Sweet Emotion. And so everybody, I know everybody's heard this freaking song. I don't care how old you are, you've heard it. And you know how it starts out, kind of building up there, at the beginning, it's kind of wow, stuff. Then you hear these maracas come in.
I love his tone, don't you?
Oh, yeah. That's great. Isn't that cool? And these maracas come in, so it's like... So the story is, when they got to the studio, you'll have to go back and listen to the song after I tell this story. When they got to the studio, they got set up, they were fixing to record, and Steven Tyler goes, okay, where's the maracas? The studio didn't have any maracas.
Yeah, you couldn't find none.
So he goes, okay, how do we do this? So what you're hearing on the album is a sugar packet.
2.
Oh, is it 2 of them?
It's 2 sugar
He's
packets.
shaking a sugar packet. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 sugar packets. And he was right next to the microphone.
Yeah.
Doing that right there. See, there's something we both knew.
Yeah, I love that. See, I love all that trivial stories that, just the inside stuff that a lot of people don't hear about. I love those stories, man.
Oh, yeah.
I eat that stuff up.
Well, it's, let's see, shit. I forgot the damn band. Somebody shoot me. I might have to go to the doctor. I'm forgetting too much stuff.
Uh-oh.
But there's so much shit out there.
Oh, yeah.
It's like crazy.
I'll tell you a funny one about me and Ron Keel.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think I've ever told this story ever, and maybe I shouldn't. No. So
hang on, let's call Ron.
Yeah,
see if
we
it's...
better check. We'll just check with the boss, man. So I'm playing with Ron. So we're out in Vegas. So long story short, we were doing 2 different shows when I was playing with him out in Vegas at this particular time. We were doing a show at Sam's Town Casino. Then we would get done with that show, jump in Ron's truck, and drive up the road about 10 miles up the road to a place. I'm trying to remember the name of this club. I can't remember the name of the club off the top of my head, but we would play another show.
See, I ain't the only one that forgets shit.
Yeah. So, this one particular night, we get done at Sam's Club or Sam's Town Casino.
Mm-hmm.
So we scrambling around, packing up, So we go and we run and we jump in Ron's truck and we're headed over to the other club to play the other show. And we had forgot our guitars at the casino and had to turn around and go get our guitars.
Oh, man.
So we could go back to the other club to play our show. And we were like pulling up to the club. And I was like, it just dawned on me. I was like, wait a minute. Where's our guitars? And we left them sitting at the door because we knew we were going to pack them up. We just set them at the door and then left.
I'm surprised they were still there.
I am too.
Wow.
So there's a crazy story for you, for one.
That is crazy.
That was funny. Yeah, man, that was...
But out in Vegas, it's like 10 miles to the next.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they evolve.
Oh, yeah, man. It's crazy, yeah.
I love Vegas.
Well, next time you go, take me.
Oh, man, I played out there a bunch, man, a ton. I've been out there, and...
I'll run security for you.
It is a lot of fun, I got to say. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy my time.
A lot of places
in Vegas.
I really feel comfortable around the world, and Vegas is one of those. And that's weird because you wouldn't think that you'd feel at all comfortable in Vegas.
Well,
but
what I find weird is because I've been to Vegas because I used to drive over the road all the time.
Okay.
And I've been through there a bunch. Downtown Nashville's turning into Vegas.
Exactly.
And I hate it.
Me too. Leave Vegas where it's at. Let us have Nashville.
Because now it's not only, you know, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Now people are talking about Nashville the same way.
Yeah.
What happens in Nashville stays in Nashville. Look, you can ride that little cart up and down that daggum road all you want to with the
Party buses.
well, actually what I labeled them as is the woohoo girls.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter who or what or where. There's always a cart with a bunch of girls on it, half drunk, going, woohoo! They'll holler at you, woohoo.
Oh yeah.
It's a woohoo day for them.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is now downtown, man. I mean, it's different than it used to be for sure.
When I remember one of the first memories of going downtown with me was my great aunt Louise. We would get on the city bus, go downtown Nashville, and there used to be a place called Candyland down on Broadway. And it was a old soda shop. And you can go down there and get whatever you wanted. Half the places were boarded up. I mean, there was a lot of like shops, mom and pop shops all up and down through there. And of course you had Tootsies and you know, the regular pubs that were down there, but you didn't have like what it is now.
Back when Printer's Alley was not the place to be.
Yeah.
It used to be kind of rough.
Yeah.
It was risque.
Right. Yep.
And then you had the Classic Cat.
Classic Cat.
Yep. I remember that.
You know why they got rid of the Classic Cat?
No.
This is what I heard. I don't know 100%, but this is what I heard. The new city officials and everything didn't like it because of how close it was to the high school out there. The castle, which both of them have been down there forever. My mother went to that freaking school.
Yeah.
Brenda Lee went to that school.
Wow. Yeah.
That tells you. I mean,
Yeah. Classic cat.
how did we get back to strip clubs? We came full circle.
Don't it always?
We came all the way back around to strip clubs.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I'll take it back to music. My first real good remembrance of downtown Nashville was going to Hughley's Music Shop and buying a set of
God, yes.
Rototoms.
Yeah.
I bought a set of Rototoms from Hughley's.
Sweet.
Yeah, man, and you know, it just sticks in your brain. You know,
Yeah.
that thing ain't
Had
been
it,
there in 30 years. You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but they had that little itty bitty store right there on the corner, Madison,
Yeah.
and it was just,
Yep.
oh hell, what was the name of the?
It had the drum side on, you know, one side, and
Yeah.
the little guitar thing, and then had like all the music and
Yep.
you know
Yep.
stuff in the little middle room transition or whatever.
Yeah, man.
I was trying to think of the drums they carried.
Remos, they had a lot of Remos, and
No, they had a name brand too.
I've seen
Peter Chris played them.
Pearls.
Pearls.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
That was the first time I was introduced to Pearl.
Oh, yeah?
Pearl drums.
Yeah.
right on. Yeah.
I loved them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They were fun. What's your favorite drum?
Mine.
Yeah. You're the drummer in the building.
It's hard to say. I play Yamahas, and I played Yamahas for years because just the tone.
Yeah.
I mean, hands down, they're hard to beat tone wise. Only thing runs close to it is probably DWs. To
Yeah.
me, you know, I played Tamas when I was a kid. I played Pearls. I played Sonars for years.
Yeah.
I loved Sonars. There's another drum that's fantastic sounding drum.
See, I've always liked the sound of a Pearl.
Yeah. They don't play well to me, and I
Yeah.
think that's the reason I kind of, you know, they do. Your tone, their snare drums are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Tom-toms are fantastic. Kick drums are great. But to me, there was always something in maybe the mounting hardware or something, just
Yeah.
the reaction back to me
Yeah.
was stale.
Well, back in, shit, I can't remember what year it was. 2005. I did my own little studio in my house. And what I set up for the studio drums, I went to Jonathan Fletcher out there in Smyrna, and I bought a set of Mapex,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I set them up. And I actually like the sound of the Mapex.
Oh, they're great. They're they were owned by Tama for a while. Mapex was.
Okay.
And the USA Mapexers are fantastic. They were manufactured here for a while.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
if you can get a hold of those are fantastic sounding drums.
Oh, yeah.
They play really well.
I know you had a Yamaha kit that was made for somebody that you ended up getting.
It's the one I'm playing now. It was built for Dave Weckel.
Okay.
Sweet.
Right on.
And it's a 12-layer kick drum.
Yeah.
It's a beast.
It's it's beautiful too. Purple. And
We're going to Brandon's house and playing on the drums.
Let's do it.
And Brandon's drums are packed up right now.
You can't even play the damn drum right now.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
He's got an egg on the side of his ankle. He wants to go play drums.
Right?
It's been a good kit, man. I probably shouldn't have had it on the road. It's one of those kits that, but I'm a player, not a collector.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, man.
what I wanted and it's what I liked. I had a custom set of Ludwigs that I had built for me, and they got jacked.
I always like Ludwig.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were all, USA maples. And they were blonde. And the double kick set, I had it built for me in 08. And in 14, my trailer got jacked, and it had all my PA. It had drums, everything. $41,000 worth of gear. We were talking money a little while ago, and none of it has turned up.
I never will.
And this is how much I love Metro. So if you want to cut this out here in a minute, I'll let you.
Oh, no, go ahead.
When we called to get my trailer tracked, and somebody's jacked my trailer, and it's got all this gear in it, right?
Yeah.
They told me that until it was completely reported stolen and had been there for 6 or 12 hours, they couldn't do anything. And I'm like, you can't go and look on the interstate right now. You can't ask the state troopers to keep an eye out for this black trailer. It's a pretty particular kind of trailer, right? I mean, it's not like your normal gear trailer. It's a little bit shorter. And I'd just come back from a bike rally, and we had been in the dust on the side of it. We'd been drawing out flames, like we'd have on our bike or whatever. Just different guys, messing around. So it was real obvious what it was. They would not even go look for the thing at all. So I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah, don't believe everything you see on the TV.
Yeah, it wasn't CSI, boy.
No.
Right? Yeah.
They cut my locks, and I had an axle lock on it, and they drug it out of the driveway. You could have followed the tire tracks. It was dragging.
Yeah. It was that easy to spot, but they didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't care.
Wow.
Not saying that our boys in blue don't do their job.
God bless them when they do.
Yeah.
And, I feel for them. I got some friends that are cops, and they're good, great people.
Yeah.
But the bureaucratic side of things tends to keep things from happening. And I think that's what this was.
Well, I got in a discussion with somebody on the show. And it was, remember when you first started playing?
Oh, yeah.
You had a couple of songs. You made a demo tape. You're handing a demo tape out to everybody just to try to get more gigs to play your songs. Didn't nobody say nothing about the damn contract then?
Yeah.
Didn't nobody care?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you used to take your music to the next level and play on that stage. Mm-hmm. And half the time, there wasn't even a contract to play on that damn stage.
Right.
Right.
It was, okay, I'll give you $250. You give me 4 hours, and you get to keep all the tip, and
yeah,
that was it.
That was it.
First contract I saw, I was playing with a country artist.
Yeah.
I'd already moved past the rock side of stuff and gone into the country world, and that was the first real show contract that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now every time you book a show, you have to have a contract, got to have all this, got to have that.
If it's not in the rider,
Yep.
If it's not in the rider, you got to watch out for your merch.
Yep.
I've heard some contracts are trying to get 25% of the merch.
Yeah, they want a piece of your merch now.
that's absolutely ridiculous. I'll just go ahead and say it. There's no reason to be taking more money from artists.
Like you're not making enough off that damn beer.
Oh, man, totally.
The average beer for them to buy that beer is about $1.87.
Yeah.
You're paying $6
Yeah.
for that beer.
Yeah, man.
Do the math. How much beer do you think they sell in a night?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And then all the glass from the beer. Who's getting the kickback on that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who knows? I'm telling secrets.
Inside scoop.
Inside scoop on the
Take
secrets.
notes.
Everybody take notes. Steve.
Well, Steve's taking it back. I sat and watched him wait on a penny a little while ago. So
I sure did.
He's waiting on a penny.
he was
I
waiting
did,
on
man.
a penny. Out of principle, I'm
Yep,
pretty sure.
it was
but-
just out of principle. Guy owed me 81 cents from something I just bought at a store. He gets in his register and goes, "Hey man, I only got 80 cents." And there was another register open, and I said, "What about your buddy's register?" So he gets in there and gives me his penny. But hey man,
Penny's a penny.
hey, you know,
Start stacking them up. They
That's
make
right.
$1.
Daddy always told me, he said, make sure. And it was funny because I heard it years later in a Mr. Steve's song. You'll know what I'm talking about when I say it. Daddy always told me, he said, always keep one eye on the ground
oh yeah,
Yeah.
because you'll never know what you find.
that's right.
Yep.
That's true. Yeah, man.
And it goes through history. And then he came out and then with a song, and I was just like, I know that word. I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yep.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, man.
Steve Earle, man.
Steve
Love
Earle,
old
baby.
Steel. He's awesome.
I remember me and the first wife went to a Bob Dylan and Steve Earle show. Oh, wow. And it was at in Nashville. We went and seen them. Jammed out to Steve Earle. She was an avid Bob Dylan listener. She loved Bob Dylan.
Right on.
We left halfway through his set.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't that good that night. I don't know what happened to him or what, but you know. But Steve Earle, shit. Steve drop kicked that sumbitch as hard as he could.
Nice.
What's your favorite Steve Earle song?
Copperhead Road.
Really?
Okay. Right on.
I like Someday.
Some days good.
I love that song. Just kills me.
Yeah. But I love the story in Copperhead Road.
I agree.
Okay, yeah.
Great story.
You know, great writing.
Yeah.
You know, you started out your whiskey running.
Yeah.
And then
It is cool.
it's his time. And now it's not whiskey running no more. It's
Yeah.
growing some bud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
It's,
Yeah.
Things have changed, yeah.
Yeah. You know, there was a history there that I liked that he followed with that whole song.
Right, yeah. It is cool. It's a
It's
neat
a
story.
classic, man. I mean, you know, golly.
Steve Earle's a hell of a damn writer. Man.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Crazy, but a hell of a writer.
He might be.
Been in some pretty good movies and TV shows,
Yeah.
too, man. He's
Oh, yeah.
pretty decent.
You got to be a little crazy to be in this business, I think, and stick with it.
Yeah, I've heard over a lot of years. I've always heard some of the craziest sumbitches you ever run across are so freaking talented because they have an imagination.
Oh, yeah.
They're able to formulate things into art. I'll hang out with the crazy people.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, I could see that,
Yeah.
actually. That
That's the way
makes
it
a lot of
is.
sense.
It's crazy stuff. I might actually have a T-shirt made with crazy.
Crazy. That's
Crazy, crazy.
Indeed.
And, you know, one of the biggest songs ever was Crazy.
That's right.
For feeling so lonely. I can't sing like her.
and Crazy Train on the other
Oh,
side.
that's
Well,
right.
that was a good one,
There you
so.
go, too, yeah. Yeah, man. It's true.
So I was a big Ozzy listener up until he passed away. And then Ozzy just didn't really, it was like a knockoff.
It was till Zach Wilde come on. to me.
Well, Zach
When
was an
come in,
understudy of,
Yeah.
you know, so.
When Zach come in, it wow, you know, you can't say enough about Zach.
I was.
Yeah, I can, because I remember when Zach was just young, long blonde hair, and squeaky clean kid.
Yeah.
Showed up to Ozzy and told him that if he could put diapers on his kid, that he'd play for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild.
Bob Rock set that up.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to have to get off here. We done talked for almost an hour and a half.
Wow. All right.
Wow. That
Yeah,
got
no,
away
rock
kind
and
of
roll.
quick.
I know. We sat and talked rock all damn night long.
Oh yeah, man. Totally.
We didn't even get in the countryside, so
Yeah, that's a whole nother
We'll
show.
do.
that's a whole nother show.
We'll do part 2 here another time.
Part 2, part 3, part 4.
Absolutely.
When we get to polka, I quit.
Okay. Not a problem. All right, Steve, Brandon, I appreciate y'all being on the show, man.
Thank you,
you
man.
so much.
Appreciate you.
This was a lot of fun. I love going
you,
back
brother.
memory lane and shit.
Me too.
And I can't wait to see more stuff that come out of you, man.
Thank you so much.
Even though you're sitting there in a Ron Keel hat.
I am, aren't I?
Didn't even bring me one.
I brought you some swag here. I brought you a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, Steve, tell everybody where they can find you. And y'all download his stuff, because I'm telling you, you're not going to hear another guitar like Steve Purcell.
Thank you
I'm
so
telling
much.
you.
Thank you. Yeah, man. It's my website is stevepurcellmusic.com, and my music is all over. It's Spotify, Deezer. It's everywhere. It's on all the download and streaming platforms, and it's all over YouTube. You may have to do a search for like Steve Purcell Music or Steve Purcell Guitar. I know there's another Steve Purcell that's pretty popular. When you just put in Steve Purcell, he's a pretty famous cartoon artist.
Animator. Yeah, he's an
He's
animator.
an animator called Steve Purcell, and
Maybe I should talk to him about voiceover stuff.
there you go. But yeah, it's usually it's either me or him usually that pops up, and yeah. Steve Purcell Music.com is my website, and I've got all kinds of stuff on there, videos, music you can listen to, photos, old pictures, live photos from some really cool shows that I got to do with Dokken and Kiss and all this stuff, and all kinds of cool information on there.
Cool beans. I love it. Brandon, you got anything?
If you go to look for the video, you know how YouTube can be. It's sometimes kind of funny or whatnot. Look for "I'm Ready" Steve Purcell official music video, and that'll pop right up. But other than that, man, thank you very much, dude. I
Hey,
really
no problem,
appreciate
man.
you.
Thank you so much.
We'll do it again. This was fun. All right, y'all. Everybody, please remember, like, share, follow, subscribe. Subscribe is easy. If you go to my podcast and you hit subscribe, it's going to take you to a pay site. Hopefully you'll support the show. But if you go to YouTube and you hit subscribe, it will tell you straight up you're subscribed. You didn't have to pay nothing. You didn't have to do anything. Just hit the little button. All right, y'all. We appreciate you. We're out of here. Steve, Brandon, lots of fun, dudes.
See you guys.
Thank you.
All right, man. We'll see y'all later. Love you. Mean it. See ya.
See.